Okay, so bearing in mind I've been in a queue all day, this thing thinks she's had the longest day ever, the hardest day ever, and is determined to just sleep through everything because she's lazy as hell. But she's my baby kitty, and she is very beautiful. Just don't tickle her tummy or she'll bat you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello creepy friends, welcome to Slams and Bobs, welcome to quiet mode. And we're in quiet mode because I recorded this video once this afternoon and the SD card decided to fail on my ass, so I had a corrupt video file, and I'm really sad because it was a really kind of funny but done video, and it was to do with what I did today. If you're watching Twitter, you will know I hit the Tatty Devine sample sale. Second year in a row. I learned from my experience last year, let me tell you. So if you're watching this in 2017 and you're going to the sample sale 2017, I'm assuming it's going to be around the May Day bank holiday too. I'll give you some tips, so keep watching. So this is my second year, as I said, and the first year I went, I kind of went with a bit of an oblivious eye. I went and I thought, oh, I'll get there for around 8:30, 9. I'm sure there'll be a few people queuing, it'll be fine. Yeah, I got to the Brick Lane store and the queue was around the bloody corner. And I also went with no food, no drink, no extra warmth, and it wasn't a particularly cold day, but the thing is, queuing up like that is physically taxing on your body. You don't quite realise until you're doing it. So like in my case, because I have plantar fasciitis and my feet are flat, I end up with a lot of pain in my feet. But the thing is, because my feet get so cold, they go numb, so it kind of works in tandem because it takes the pain away. But you know, things like that really affect me, and I also don't deal with cold well. So this year I went in my thickest tights. I made the mistake of not wearing my winter boots, and I did do a few of those things last year, but this year I packed food, I packed a blanket, two changes I'm going to make for 2017. I may actually end up taking a hot water bottle, so if I'm standing in the queue with a hot water bottle, you're going to notice me. And I'm also probably going to take some hot soup, because the thing is, it hasn't been particularly freezing today. I mean, once I actually got out the sale, it was kind of warm, but it's the challenge. I mean, my back aches now, my hips ache. It's bizarre how much of you aches after doing this, on top of being tired, because I went to bed shortly after finishing BWR last night, and you know, I went off early, I went off air early, and I didn't sleep. This stupid watch here decided at 1 AM, just as I was dropping off, it was going to do its alarm, which woke me wide awake. The last time I remember looking at the clock, it was 2:30. I was getting up at 5:30 to go to this sale. So yeah, I feel pretty dead. I feel a bit more awake now than I was when I did the first draft of this, because I've had a sleep, but I'm still knackered. So I'm going to start with telling you a little bit about my sales experience, because it's, as I say, second year running, so I'm used to doing this now. It was different this year. Last year it was in the Brick Lane store. This year it was in kind of, I think, the Rag Factory, which was just to one side, and thank God I looked up the information last night, because otherwise I would have been at the Brick Lane store. I wouldn't have found out till late, and I would have been at the bottom of the queue. So I'm going to show you now a couple of pictures that shows you what the queue was like when I first got there this morning, which was about 7:30. I was the back of the queue for about 20 minutes. So this was my view from the back of the queue around 7:30 this morning. Now this is my view of the back of the queue at about 10:30 this morning. It went crazy. It was mad. It was madder than last year, I think. I definitely think there was more than last year. And this is my view from where I was in the queue, which was pretty far to the front. So it was good to get there as early as I did. I will give you one piece of advice for this. Pack for the day, get there early. I was around a lot of people, and the thing with me is I want to make conversation and I want to get to know people, but then my anxiety starts and I'm sitting there going, no, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you, it feels scary because you're people. It's all a horrible big thing. So standing in the queue was fine. I ended up sitting down for a couple of hours, and then when we started moving I had to stand up. As I said, by this point my feet went up, so I wasn't really feeling much of anything. I eventually got into the sale at around 12. And last year when you were in the store's a lot smaller, so they could only take so many people, but I don't feel like they've done much different with the space by being in the Rag Factory. Last year in the Brick Lane store, all the boxes were kind of scattered around the store, so in the windows, on all the shelves, on these little desks running in the middle of the store and also on the tills. This year, with being in the rag factory, it was kind of in a square formation and all laid out on desks. Now, just for me personally, I kind of prefer rummaging for gold through the boxes. That's kind of a lot more fun to me. Just my opinion though. It's not yours. You may have preferred it being laid out and then waiting for them to just reload with more stuff. This was one of my top finds from last year. Actually, I've got my two top finds on here. This little guy, who is a rare one-off piece who was never put into production. I call him, sometimes I call him Octopusy actually. And the other piece I got, it was stupid. This was my most expensive piece last year and my smallest. So it was this gold little bat, and I just thought he was so awesome that I just had to have him. So I think I got about 6 pieces last year. I only got 4 this year. So it's kind of like a mini haul. You know what? I was really hoping I was going to have my mystery box for you guys today. But I think something's gone wrong with my order. I placed the order Thursday when they came out, and I've got the PayPal receipt, but I haven't got the email confirmation tag themselves. I've emailed, but they've kind of just gone, oh, emailed this name, and they've not replied. So I don't really know what's going on, because normally when I order them lucky boxes, because I live within relatively close proximity to Brick Lane, they arrive the next day or the day after and it's still not here. So do keep looking out for that, because I really want to open that with you guys. I'm going to find out what's going on with that and hope we get it soon. I was hoping to attach it to this video, but can't do everything, I guess. So I had kind of a couple of issues with being in the rag factory. There was no distinct order of the way that you were going around. I mean, my logic is, here's the door, you go round kind of clockwise. But then you had some people who kept just butting right in front of you, which is really annoying, because I've waited in that queue, you've been in there longer than me, and then suddenly, oh, you want to go around your second run, and I'm going to butt in front of you. No, that's just rude, love. I was getting really annoyed with a couple of those. I was behind this other girl, and I was in line before her. We went in kind of together, having not spoken, but when I looked at something, I would kind of pass stuff back so she could go through it. And then these other people just kept coming in and going, oh, sorry, can I just, no, I'm in the line, you need to follow it back round. So I think that it should have been one direction, it should have flowed through as one direction. That was kind of my kind of vice. Also, the other thing that annoyed me was girls who brought their boyfriends. Yeah, that really kind of annoyed me, because they were just men just loitering at the back, and they could have just stood outside. You know, alright, it's a lovely opportunity for you to come and spend some time together, and he can hold you and make you warm, but at the same time, you know, he's taking a place of someone who wants to be in there and shop. And it was frustrating for me, because number one, they were in the way, and number two, they just should have stood outside. There were desks outside, they could have just sat outside. Didn't need to be in there, really. I feel like it was a lot more secure this year, like security guards were around, and there definitely weren't any security guards last year. I also kind of feel like there wasn't the variety of last year, I have to say, not in a bad way. I did find it easy to find some pieces I liked. When I go to these sales, there's very rarely anything specific I'm looking for. Last year I kind of went with a complete blank canvas. All I wanted last year, I remember, was the little single snowflake pendant. Found it. So I was very happy. I actually found another one of those this year, but I didn't buy it because my snowflake is still fine, but it was a £5 and I was like, I should get it, and then I went, no, I don't need it. The other frustrating thing is for people being outside, because we were watching people kind of leave and they weren't letting other people in. I understand they're kind of working on how many people are in the store system, but one person goes out, one should go in. It should work with someone immediately on the door. I have to give it to the Tatty Devine girls. They were really lovely. They came out at about 10 and gave us all free popcorn, which was yummy. You had my favourite kind, which is the lightly salted. There were also other flavours. It's little things like that where they come out and they, you know, thank you for queuing up like a bunch of nutters for since stupid o'clock this morning, and it makes you feel really appreciated as a customer, so I do really like that. And this little cat is now twisting its body around. Do you want to see? Look at it. Look at the state of it. Don't get any cuter. So my purpose when I go to this is literally to gold dig. I want to find that one-off prototype piece like Octopussy and like Batman that I've got here that were never put in production. I'm not the sort of person that's going to sell these things on eBay, but in the event that I did get bored of it, I've got the option to let it go, and it would probably be worth something. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. let's just get that clear now. I go to literally find these pieces. The only things that I had in mind that I really wanted, remember those umbrellas that were kind of out around April, maybe summertime last year? I really liked those. But when I kind of tried one on, it ended up that, and I'm going to show you with an actual umbrella here, you expect it to kind of hang straight. It didn't. It kind of hung where the little hook bit on the bottom was wonky, so it really kind of put me off. My little mini haul bag, I got 4 pieces, just 4. I was very well controlled. The other tip I'm going to give you guys now, when you go round, if you like it, hold it. Because what you can do is go to the windowsills at the end and just sort through your stuff and decide exactly what you want. What I ended up doing was standing there and physically trying bits on with using my iPod as a mirror. So I only ended up with 4 pieces because they were the 4 I liked the most, and I'm going to tie my hair back, so I'm actually going to show you what it will look like. On my hair is a wreck. I have this bit here that's just like been sticking up all day. Look, should we just embrace this bit of hair? Look, there you go. Let's embrace it. I look like a complete weirdo. It's fine. So the first piece I'm going to show you is the first piece I came to, and this is a one-off piece. Look, so that's a power special. It was £20, and it is this lovely red bead wooden flower. And I like the fact that I can actually clip it out from either end. I only noticed that earlier. So I'm going to put it on and show it. So here it is. So it's red chunky beads, like so. Look, it could be like a little tribal tiara. I would never wear it like this. Let's put it on. Let me show you what it looks like on, because it's actually, I don't go for chunky jewellery like some people that go to these sales. That was just an epic fail. Some people that go to these sales are just absolutely determined to find the, you know, really big statement pieces. I'm not. Here it is on. It's really, really nice. It seems almost simple on. It's not heavy at all. It's so pretty and so unique. I love it. I can see it going with a lot of things as well. Like, that's the other thing for me, I think, because a lot of my clothes are vintage, and in fact most of the clothes I have are vintage. They're quite patterned, so finding something that goes with it is really important to me, and finding something that isn't kind of overpowering with it is really important. The thing about this as well, you could always just turn it around. The next piece I got was this little black star, and one of the ladies I was sharing the windowsill with to my right, if you were to my left, you were lovely people, so hi, because I really, really liked you. You were 2 lovely women, and we were discussing jewellery and whatnot, and then your friend came over and we shared the windowsill. Hi! I probably should have told you I was going to do this. You may not even see this. Who minds, really? Okay, it was this lovely, and I know I've seen this on the website at some point, this little black star patterned with moons and stars, and it's got 3 drops on it. I'm going to give you guys one pointer as well. Last year, one of the things I asked my dad for was, funnily enough, the single snowflake pendant for Christmas, and didn't know if he'd ordered it. So Christmas Day, Tatty Devine box, open it up, and it's I don't know if you guys remember, I'll tell you about it though. It's you remember when it was like a half snowflake pendant and it kind of went all the way around here? It was kind of chunkier. It was a lot more expensive. I think it was about £40. The snowflake on its own was only 19. And I opened it, I went, oh. And he went, oh, do you like it? I was like, that's the one you asked for. I was like, it's not quite, but I do like it. But the thing was, at the end, because the ridges were so sharp, it was digging in my neck. And by literally 10 minutes after wearing it, because I put it on Christmas Day, I was itching and the lines were really digging in. So it was really, really uncomfortable. So be careful with some of the plastics of Tatty Devine pieces, because they can upset your neck. That's another thing I was really being careful to watch out for when I picked stuff. I didn't want stuff that was going to upset me. So here is the lovely black stuff. These lovely 3 drops. The great thing about this as well is you've got 2 different lengths. I've got it on the shorter length, so you can always make it into a longer pendant too. That one was £10, and one of the people to my right actually put this one down when they were going through their pile, and then left it on the windowsill, so I quickly grabbed it. You need to keep it with you if you like it. I mean, I had stuff on the windowsill and people will come along, and if they see it on the windowsill, they immediately try and touch it. And I mean, I had my pile, and I had like a no pile, and then I had a yes, and then a maybe pile. And at one point she tried to touch, it may have even been that, and I was like, no, I'm having that. But if you don't kind of protect it, they'll take it. So I always respect people's places, and you know, you can't just take it because someone's put it down. You've got to ask first before you touch. Just my opinion there as well. Like at one point, I literally, like me and these two ladies, we had a swarm of people around us just watching what we were what we were going through, and it was like, can you at least give me 5 minutes? I know you're excited, but still. The second to last thing was something I actually found just as I was queuing up to pay, and I have loved this little thing for years. These two little gingerbreads that come out at Christmas, and I was just so happy when I saw it. As I say, I wasn't expecting to find this. It was just sat there, and I'd already kind of reached a financial point that I was kind of happy with. But then this little guy came along. I was like, I've got to have you too. Look at the cute gingies. Oh my gosh. I don't find the gingies to be too seasonally orientated. I think you could wear these at any point and they will be perfectly fine. There were pieces there like the glittery holly, and there was one glittery holly necklace that I loved, but it was £25. I loved it. But sometimes it's like, can you only wear holly at Christmas? Sometimes I think you only can. The snowflake I find you can wear at any point. So I've got this on the shortest run again. I'm actually going to pull my shirt down a little bit so you can see this. Oh, look. They look so cute, and they sit really nicely together on the neck. One of the pieces I actually looked at was, it was like an ARG, like screen. I'm going to write what it was down here because I can't really say it. Because the letters were too close together, and I'm assuming that was why it's probably a second or something, you could, like, it all bunched up when you wore it, and it just kind of looked like that, so you couldn't tell, whereas these two are really nicely spaced. So that was another piece I didn't take, but if you got that, well done. The other thing I didn't like about it was the chain was too chunky. I tend to prefer like a finer, more delicate chain. There's the girl who's got the big beaded red necklace. My last piece is my favourite piece. I'm going to call it Lobby. And you may be able to guess what I've got, but maybe you haven't, because this apparently is an exclusive to sale piece. Look at that. And as soon as I found it, I was taking it home no matter what. It's a pink lobster. With some little pretty bedazzles on. Oh my gosh. Look, he's like a puppet. Hi. I think maybe the bedazzling was either not done or not completely put into production, because I mean I would have put another one on his claw and another one on the tail. I'm going to put him on, he's like a little lobster which is with the pink knee outfit with shell. And I have to admit, I did go looking on the website earlier on. The only ones they have are red and then the black one that you can make yourself in the workshop. So this is so rare and so special, and I feel so special to have it. It is so cute on. Like, I'm not a big fan of the big, huge lobster that consumes your whole chest. This one, I can't get enough of him. Can you see him like clinging in the light? Oh, this may be my favourite piece this year, I think. He dances his little tail as well. Look, he like dances as you move him. I spent £70 in total, which I think was fairly tame, because some people were coming out with either 2 bags or having the bag completely full to the top. The first couple of people come out with lots and lots in their bags, and you know, I'm fine with that. I don't get upset if people have got things that maybe I have my eye on. It's first come, first served. If you were there before me, good on you. You've got a lot more endurance than me, and you've got a clever eye than me, but I'm not after those big pieces. I'm after these type of pieces. All in all, it's been a very, very tiring day, and if you were there, I would love to hear what you got. I would love to hear your experience. If you were the person I was tweeting from the back, from the first 20 minutes to where you were closer to the front, hi! I hope you had a nice time. It's been a mad day. I'm warmer now. I had my Burger King. I got to the station and stood outside and went, Burger King now, Chinese later. Burger King now. It's been a good day. I think I maybe enjoyed it slightly more than last year, but I do miss digging for gold through all those boxes. So let's see what they do next year. I don't know what they're going to do next year. By the way, if anyone went to the Brick Lane store, I did look at the name necklaces. There was one Morticia in the glow-in-the-dark plastic, and I was so tempted to have that, but I didn't. Don't regret it. The only piece that I kind of regret that I wish I'd kind of got was there was this ladybug but I vetoed it because it had some paint on it. And it's one of the moments where you think, should have got that one, but I didn't. But I have a lobby lobster. So Nixie's happy with that. Thank you. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do. I would love to hear about your experiences today, if you've had a different experience, if you got in later. Because when I got in at 12, they put out the last few things, and that's the last few things we've got. And I was standing there going, really? Jesus, I think I had about 2 walk rounds in total, and then when I was queuing up, you're still kind of just treasure hunting for the last bit. The one thing I did put back at the till was there was a junk jewellery bracelet. And I only put it back because really I was only interested in the Greek Evil Eye, so I changed my mind at the last minute. So do tell me what you got. You don't have to tell me what you spent. If you spent an obscene amount of money, you don't have to tell me about it. It's fine. I would love to hear about your experiences. Do follow me on Twitter and Instagram, although I neglect Instagram chronically. Thank you everyone for watching this slightly quiet video, and I will see everybody again for another video, and happy sample sale day everyone. Bye.